Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am out here in Charleston, South Carolina at FLETC, the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, one of the top training centers in the country for learning how to shoot and stuff like that. I'm currently on week 2, and I finally checked my YouTube channel for my window cleaning and got a question from, well, I'm on a video right now, so I can't check. He was asking how boot camp went and stuff like that, and how the Coast Guard is, because he's thinking of joining. And I guess off the top of my head, I'll just maybe name 5 things or something. The first thing I guess I would say is that I'm probably the furthest thing from a law enforcement or military type guy that you can find. In fact, I spent my whole, from 25 to about 35, building a window cleaning company, and I got it to where I pretty much can sleep until 10 or 11 a.m., check some calls, answer some calls within an hour in the day, and that's it. That's all the work I did. And I got to where, like, I had no clients, no employees, nobody needed me, nobody knew where I was all day, and that's what I wanted. That's what I strived for and worked extremely hard, extremely smart, took risks, executed on any idea I had, acted fast, failed fast, tried every type of idea I could think of, didn't sit around just thinking about them. I would set goals for the day and just attack them full on. And all I wanted was to make sure nobody, including myself, my employees, clients, and definitely not having a boss, nobody was putting me to work. And it was a nice thing. And so anyway, one day I decided, I was sitting in the pool, booking some calls, and I realized, wow, I've worked for where I'm at right now. I didn't work for $1 million company. I worked so that the passive income I got from our commercial clients was 3 times whatever my bills were. And that was my goal, like, to be financially independent and keep my bills small. And then over time, I would build those commercial accounts and hopefully someday be financially independent. But financially free. Being financially independent was the first goal, which is a great, great thing to have, so you can do anything you want. Anyway, I joined the Coast Guard because I was like, what am I going to do for the next 20 years? I'm not going to sit around like this. It was bad. And I decided to join the Coast Guard. And it's almost like my 25s and 30s started all over again with boot camp, and now I'm in 10 weeks of law enforcement training. And so here is how it's been so far. Because of my bachelor's degree and age, I went through to a thing called Depot, which is an accelerated course in the boot camp. But do not be fooled. It is extremely hard. At least it was for me. We had 3 company commanders that were they had never done Depot before, and they were like, I've heard Depot has gotten a little bit easier. It depends on your company commanders, but it is extremely hard. So you have 3 weeks to pass all the tests verbatim. A lot of the required knowledge is verbatim, and you're getting up at 5:30 with, whistles and lights and everything. You have 5 minutes to be in class. It's just like, no, I think you get 10 minutes or something, if that. I mean, you're up, your bed is made, your boots are on, you're shaved, you have to shave, brush your teeth in 10 minutes, and you're in the class, and there's like other company commanders in the halls. It's like a super fearful, it's just a very like dark place for a while. At least it was for me. If you're coming from the Marines or something, you probably kind of read that it's all just for show, but it's a good show because it was extremely tough. Like, if you're gonna go into the Coast Guard, be very, very prepared, okay? Any required knowledge they tell you, like the history and everything, know the main person and the date and what they did, and don't study it while you're in boot camp. You will not have time. There is no time. Maybe while someone's teaching a course, you can kind of study on your own when you know the course isn't going to have any tests. They usually just do a test and they give you the answers. A lot of the courses, but the required knowledge, you'll have to stand up in front of class and like scream it at the top of your lungs verbatim. Learn to march, learn to about face and stuff like that. If you're not prior service and you're going to go into this depot program or boot camp, if you go into the 8-week program and you're young, you're not prior service, they'll put you into the 8-week program if you're like under 29 or something, and then you'll just learn all this stuff as it goes. But I highly recommend you know all the required knowledge. The chain of command as soon as you can. I would call ahead and find out who the chain of command is now there, because it took me all night sometimes figuring out the chain of command and stuff. It is very difficult, at least it was for me, this depot program. It is not, I envied the 8-week kids because they get 8 weeks to figure all this out. You have 3 weeks, and the first 2 weeks are just brutal. 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. and there's no time to yourself. They give you 5 minutes for mail, but you're in full clothes. I mean, you have like 10 minutes to get everything ready, shower, get ready for bed. Then there's 5 minutes prayer time, 5 minutes mail time, which you don't even have until you really have yourself organized. And then they're up at 5:30 in the morning just harassing you. Okay, so that's a little bit of what I went through in going to my unit for the first time and stuff. It was just difficult to have military bearings still. It's like they didn't treat me, they treat me okay, but it's like they tell me it's a system designed for those who have been there for a while. So anyway, getting into the whole military thing is kind of a pain. But however, I will tell you this. I'm in the United States Coast Guard now. I drill 3 days a week. I stay at a hotel for 3 days. I go drill till about 4 p.m. Usually if they're not busy, maybe they'll let you go at like 2 or 3. The drilling's pretty simple, and then there's all these different, like I'm at academy right now. I'm pretty much getting paid to train how to shoot a gun, learn hands-on warfare, not warfare, but warfare and shooting M4s and doing a bunch of fun stuff. Kind of drags being here with a bunch of 20-year-olds. I just turned 40 this last Saturday. They put you with a roommate. My roommate's 20, so playing music, and it's like anyway. But I'm able to come to this academy. I'll go to boarding team school, which will be 2 weeks. I'll come back out here. I'll fly out here. And it's kind of like being in college again. You eat 3 meals. They're all paid for. And you work out in the gym. I wish I could show around, but I can't show any part of this facility except for this wall behind me. And it's awesome. Like back home, my wife has a military ID. All my kids have benefit cards. And I pay like $200 a month for full benefits for all my kids and family. It's $218 now. It went down from $221, now it's $218. It's a great time to come in. You got to go through that first boot camp and stuff, which you just got to do it. Go for it, do it. Learn know your required knowledge, and you'll just be you'll just get lost in the crowd, which will be good. Know your required knowledge. I can't emphasize that enough. Know it before you get there, unless you're just a fast learner. But the Coast Guard so far has been a total blessing for my family. They go watch movies on the base. We get, military discounts on everything we do practically. We save tons of money. That's not why I joined, but the benefits are great. We go to like Big Bear, stay at resorts and stuff for like $350 for a whole week, $350 for a whole week. If you travel to Hawaii, there's places, I think even Hawaii, $350 whole week long. You just have to get there. So it's called the Armed Forces Vacation Club. It's just awesome. So it's structured my life, coming to these academies, learning law enforcement, learning how to shoot. Shooting marksman. I'm shooting marksman now after like 2 weeks. And so how would my life be if I didn't join? I don't know. Just fluffing around off my own, self-given freedom. Just like, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do tomorrow? No goals, no the Coast Guard really structured me. It keeps me to where, you know, one of the things says I live the Coast Guard core values. Now, when I'm about to get in a confrontation on a basketball court, or I just realized, you know, I'm in the Coast Guard now. I have to act different. It just sets a standard for me. You know, and anywhere I go, I'm like, I'm in the military. Hey, I'm in the military. You know, I just have a better presence about me. And I don't know what I would be doing if I still run a window cleaning company. I do everything I normally do, but now I'm a military guy. I keep the military haircuts. I have a day off, so I didn't shave today. I'm part of a cool club, you know, and the Coast Guard is a hidden gem. It is the place to be. I joined, and I'm going maritime law enforcement, and they need a lot of reservists right now. They might end up closing it soon, but you can't even get into the maritime law enforcement rating right now on the enlisted side. So they still need tons of reservists. And I'm actually part of a specialty forces unit, which is, we don't even wear the blue, we wear like camouflage. And all we do is practice shooting, stay shooting qualified, and work like port security and stuff like that. So it's such a cool thing. So when I deploy, anytime you deploy or go to schools, you get BAH, which I think the BAH for Long Beach, which is where I'm stationed, my rent in San Diego is like pretty cheap. It's like $1,000 less than what it is in Los Angeles. And so, but still, whenever I go to school, the Coast Guard pays me base pay. They pay me separation pay. They pay me like, and they also pay BAH, which is basic allowance for housing. So they pay like $2,200 a month, or no, something like $2,600 a month for my rent. So my business, my window cleaning company, is already making that times like 3 or 4 or something like that. You know, whatever it is. Some months it's way higher than that, without me working. Okay, which is the most important part. If I go work, I could make 10 times that. But I wanted to do this. So my rent is way less. My window cleaning company is already paying rent, but since I'm out here at school, the Coast Guard is paying whatever the rent is in Los Angeles, where I'm stationed. Okay, so rewind that if you need to hear it 10 times. So anyway, hopefully I know I went on for 12 minutes, and if you're interested in the Coast Guard, then you're liking this video. It's just awesome. I wear the whole uniform, put on the boots, go up. I do colors every 6 days. I have colors, so I have to go put up the flag, you know, salute it, march us 3 guys around. You feel like you're trapped a little bit. If you're an entrepreneur, you feel like, man, I'm trapped here. I have to get up tomorrow, or I could go to jail. And it's okay. It's like, you're not enlisted. You're not going to be here full time. But it's kind of cool to say, you know what? When you hear the national anthem going, and you're saluting to it, and you're the one that put up the flag for the base, you realize, wow, I'm serving the country right now. I'm up early. I'm doing this as a duty, and you will absolutely not regret it, unless you're a total idiot that wants to just waste your life away in pleasure. Pleasure's good. Build your company to give you the most amount of it, with family and freedom and all that. But if you're thinking of joining the service, it's a great, Coast Guard is the place to be as far as reserves are concerned, just because of the opportunities. I think that's about it. Let me know if you have any questions. Click like, subscribe to my channel. I do still window clean sometimes when I go back home. Hopefully we're getting into the high rise and rappelling. So I hope I can show you guys how to get into that from residential. And you know, I really don't have a passion for window cleaning at all. I picked it up, and I knew there was I had a certain time that I would have a passion for it, and I exercised every bit of systems I could have, used that passion to build a business, and then I lost the passion when I decided I want to do something else. But by that time, I had created so many systems, and I'd been smart enough to where I have ongoing clients for a long time. And it doesn't hurt to be in the armed forces and tell people, hey, I'm in the Coast Guard. You know, I have high standards for how I present myself. We had this one huge contract that we told them, we're not going to do contract until, you know, your roof is certified and until this is certified. If someone else wants to go do it illegally, fine. But because I'm in the Coast Guard now, I'm surrounded by very, very serious people, and it makes me a little more serious. It makes me think like, hey, I need to not rush building my company, but build it the right way, because I could go 5 years and I could have been richer by cheating the system, but because I'm using honor, respect, and devotion to duty with my own company, which is the Coast Guard core values, those other companies that are doing it illegally, they're going to eventually go out of business, and I'll be there to just take over and do it the right way. And once you do something the right way and people know it, and you're budgeted and you're in their budget, dude, you're there forever. And that's what you want to build. You want to build clientele that's forever clientele, not fast, quick Starbucks clientele, whatever that means. All right, guys, click like, subscribe, and check out my other channel called Daily Asperger's Syndrome. It's much different than this, so I kind of just vent and do what I want and show the different things I'm doing around my house and my relationship with my wife and different stuff like that. See you guys.